Hi guys, I'm so excited to do today's video, which has been very requested, all about my dogs, DC and Lolita. I also just want to say thank you guys so much for asking for this video. I thought that was so sweet because I'm obsessed with my dogs, but I would never expect anyone else to love my dogs. So thank you guys for loving my dogs and all the sweet comments and messages I always get about them. So I don't know, I just thought I'd share like their adoption stories, all about them. I actually recently got DNA tests done for them, so I want to tell you about that process and, oops, sorry buddy, and the results, all their accessories, everything to do with them. So I'll just dive into it. This is DC here in my lap, but I actually want to start with Lolita because I got her first, and for some reason I just wanted to tell you like chronologically about the story. So Lolita, come here. Come here, honey. So this is my girl. She's been my girl for 8 years. Let's see, I adopted her when she was just a little puppy. I'm gonna insert some pictures because she was the cutest puppy ever. Oh, she's leaning into me so hard right now. You're such a good girl. When I was a kid growing up, we had a golden retriever, and I loved having a dog. Ever since I was a little girl, I was just obsessed with animals, and dogs were always my favorite animal because I feel like dogs are the only animal that are obsessed with us too. Like, I love like the opportunity to interact with an animal, and most animals, like especially cats in my experience, just they don't have time for it. Like, they're not interested. But like, this little girl is leaning all her weight into me right now, and she's so into me that it's just fun. Like, I love that relationship between humans and dogs, like, you know, man's best friend. It took us centuries to evolve together to this point, and I just feel like the relationship between humans and dogs is so special. I don't know, that was a tangent about why I'm a dog person, I guess. But the reason I have Lolita is that once I was like an adult and I moved out for college, I really wanted to get a dog of my own, but my roommate and best friend was not having it. So it wasn't until I moved in on my own when I went to grad school in Savannah, Georgia, that I was like, I can finally get a dog, because there's no one else that gets a vote, it's just me. So that was like a rough time for me. I had just lost my mom, and I was in grad school, and I was in a city where I literally knew no one. And it was just the perfect time to get a dog, honestly. She came into my life like right when I needed her. I started looking for who to adopt, and I found this little adoption agency actually in Statesboro, Georgia. And they had a little puppy that they called a Chihuahua. And it was actually a boy puppy, and I thought he looked so cute. He was a little white puppy. So I went out there to meet him, and he had already been adopted, but they were like, we still have his sister, and this little white angel furball, so freaking cute, came out, and she just felt like velvet. She still does, but she was just so cute, and like her paw pads were pink, her nose was like, around her nose was pink. She was like me in dog form. Like, she has like blonde little ears. And it was just love at first sight. Needless to say, she's not a Chihuahua. That was false advertising, but I don't even care. I'm so grateful that they lied and called her a Chihuahua, because honestly, I had it in my head I really wanted a small dog. I still really, really want a very small dog. Anyway, I really want all dogs. I would like to be Paris Hilton and have 100 dogs like in a mansion, their own little mansion. Like, I really want a big dog. I want to adopt like a retired police dog or a retired service dog. I think that'd be so sweet. I just want all the dogs. I love dogs so much. Anyway, that's the whole tangent. I'm glad they lied and said she was a Chihuahua, because it led me to her, and she means the world to me. So I'm so glad that that worked out. It was just me and her against the world for a couple years. Let's see. I met my husband probably when she was about a year old. So unfortunately he missed her sweet little puppy stage, but then again, he also missed all the headaches of raising a puppy too. So you gave me some trouble. She's being so sweet right now. Aww. So yeah, I'm getting covered in dog hair too, by the way, but we'll get to that in a minute. I have tools for that. So I raised her myself, I trained her myself, then we met my husband, and he came into her life, and now she loves him just as much as me. Like, she cries so hard when he leaves, it's so cute. Yeah, is there anything else I should tell them about your adoption? I feel like that's the main gist of it. So I didn't know what breed she really was. I thought, you know, she's obviously not a Chihuahua because she's 27 pounds, so that's pretty big. And so every time I walk both of the dogs, I literally get stopped every single time for people to ask what their breeds are. And I've never known because they're just, you know, like they're pound puppies. I just adopted them and I have no idea. So I finally sprung for the doggy DNA test. This is not sponsored. None of my videos are ever sponsored, but I just wanted to share what I wound up doing in case you guys are interested. I researched, there's a lot of different ones on the market. This is the one I wound up picking. It's called Wisdom Panel, and it had really good reviews, but it's kind of a mid-price range option because there's some really, really expensive DNA tests that presumably are more accurate, and then there's some really cheap ones that presumably are not accurate. So I kind of went with this middle of the road option, and I was really happy with it. The way you do it is it's just like a cheek swab. If you guys have ever seen my videos about how I volunteer for Be the Match, the bone marrow registry, that's like a cheek swab too, because that's, you know, how you test DNA. So it was really cute. I gave the doggies like a little cheek swab, and then you just mail in the kit. This is just like the packaging. I mailed in the actual kit. And I'd say about 2 weeks later, I got the results. So let me tell you Lolita's results. So cool how they do it. It's like a little pie chart. She is like a true and true mutt, so she's got a little bit of everything. But I was shocked to learn that her biggest percentage was 25% golden retriever, which I don't see that in her at all. You know, she's not that big, but she's a little bit blonde, I guess. I don't know. But she definitely has the personality of a golden retriever. Like, she's so sweet and so loyal. Like, oh man, she's like, she'll be by my side through thick and thin, like literally through anything. She's so sweet. Whereas DC, on the other hand, is a little bit more carefree, I guess. It's actually funny how their personalities really mirror me and my husband. Like, Lolita is like me. Like, she wants us all to be together. She wants us all to be safe. She wants to know where everybody is at all times. She loves, like, she's never happier than when we're all together. That's how I am too. And then she's also just like a little bit anxious, a little bit of a worrier, which, you know, I'm guilty of that. Whereas DC is like so calm and collected and cool, and nothing really phases him. It's very much like my husband. So I don't know, it cracks me up. And DC's also hilarious. He's like a little comedian. I just realized you can't see him, sorry. So this is Lolitas Breakdown. She's 25% golden retriever, 12.5% American Staffordshire Terrier, 12.5% Basset Hound, 12.5% Beagle, 12.5% Chow, 12.5% Shetland Sheepdog, and 12.5% White Swiss Shepherd. So what a good blend, right? Perfect. I mean, you couldn't get that perfect blend if you tried. So I just feel like she got the best traits of all those dogs. Then the DNA results like break it down into this cute little family tree. So they break it down, like her grandfather was apparently like a purebred golden retriever, and his two parents, her great grandparents, were golden retrievers. I don't know, I just think this is really interesting. I'm sure you'll be more interested when it's your dog in question. I just wanted to show you like how it works. I mean, having her all her life and not knowing what breed she was has been a real mystery. So now when people ask me on the street, I say, you know, she's mostly, well, she's a little bit of everything, but she's apparently mostly a golden retriever. And I don't remember if I said this yet, but she's going to turn 9 next month, which kind of tugs at my heart a little bit. I can't believe it's been 9 years since I got that little white fur baby. She's just been through my side through so much, meeting my husband, falling in love, getting married, moving so many times, moving across the country from Savannah, Georgia to Los Angeles, getting a little brother, DC. So she's been through a lot, and she's been there for us just every step of the way. And then the last thing is they give you like a little certificate that kind of shows her background, which is funny because obviously if you got a purebred dog, it would come with a certificate. So I think it's cute that my sweet little pound puppy has a certificate too. And then it also talks about, well, see, this isn't totally accurate because they guessed that her weight would be between 41 and 65 pounds, and she's 27 pounds. So, you know, it's not totally accurate. I'm taking it with a grain of salt. Like I said, it was one of the like middle priced options. But one thing I liked about this test is that they didn't ask for her picture or any information about her. They just took the cheek swab. So I think it's interesting to know that they didn't make any assumptions based on what she looks like or how much she weighs. So that's the Lolitas Breakdown, and that's how I got her. So I'll tell you a little bit about DC now. Oh, come here, you little sweetie. He got all dressed up in his bow tie for you guys. I hope you can see him. He doesn't photograph very well. Like it's hard to get him to show up, but he is the cutest little buddy. Oh my gosh, go say hi, buddy. Hi. Aw, he is so sweet. I love this little boy. So let's see, after I had Lolita for a couple of years, probably about 3 years, you know, my husband he wasn't even a dog person when we met. Like, I think it was kind of like a con on the pros cons list that I had a dog. Luckily, Lolita charmed him, and Nate is now a huge dog person. Like, I always joke, if the house was burning down, he'd probably save them, not me. That's not true, but he loves them so much and they love him so much. But since Lolita turned him into a huge dog person, after a couple of years, he was like, let's get a second dog. And I was vehemently against it because at the time I just felt like my heart was so full of love for Lolita that I was like, my heart can't possibly contain any more love for any more dogs. Sorry, buddy, bored? So I was kind of against it because I just didn't know how it would change things. Like, Lolita was such a perfect little angel, and I didn't know what another dog would do to the dynamics. But luckily, Nate talked me into it. So we went to the Humane Society in Savannah, Georgia, and we kind of just had it in our heads. Well, I still wanted a really little dog. Like I said, I still want a really, really little dog. But we had in our heads it'd be fun to get a boy dog since she's a girl. We wanted a black dog since she was white, and we wanted like something smaller. So we walk into Humane Society like kind of on a whim, and literally the first crate had this little black boy dog in it. It was like we placed the order in a catalog and he was just sitting right there, and he has the best personality. He's so sweet. So he was just wagging his tail and happy, like you would never know poor buddy was abandoned at the Humane Society. So I was just like, okay, that's it. My heart, like the Grinch, my heart grew 10 times that day. And I was like, I'm in love with him. We have to get him. My husband's the type of person who at a restaurant, like he keeps the menu after he orders, or after we sign a lease, like he's still looking at all the for rent signs in the neighborhood. So he still took a lap around the Humane Society. I was like, I don't need to look any farther. Like, I know this is the little guy for us. And so I just playing with him and taking him on a little walk around the Humane Society, I just fell head over heels in love for him. And so did Nate, once Nate put down the menu and was like, you're right, this dog is perfect. So we adopted him that day, and we brought Lolita to the Humane Society to meet him, to introduce them properly. It went really, really smoothly. Like, they got along instantly. There was like, they maybe fought twice. Like, in the coming weeks, you know, they kind of established between themselves like what the hierarchy is and how it's gonna work. So I kind of just tried to stay out of it, but it sounds so scary when dogs fight. It sounds like way worse than it is. But luckily they only fought like twice, and since then they really kind of have their system worked out. I don't understand what goes on between them, but they get along perfectly. They don't like cuddle with each other. I think that would be so cute if they cuddled. But they do love to hang out, and when they go to doggy daycare, they always tell us that they're like inseparable, which I think is so cute. But anyway, so that's how we adopted him. He was in the first stall at the Humane Society, and it was just love at first sight. Apparently, supposedly, he was about 2 years old when that happened. I'll put in a picture of that day driving home with him. He was pretty much all black at the time, and he has gotten a lot more gray over the years. See all of that? That was not there. But they said he was about 2 or 3 years old, so we think he's about the same age as Lolita. We don't know for sure, because she was such a little puppy. I pretty much know for sure how old she is, but with him, we don't know. So I think they're both about 8, 9. But he's just been a complete gentleman all these years. So sweet, the best personality. He actually had kind of a troubled past before we got him. I don't know the full details, but he's missing his front teeth. Let me see if I can show you. Show them, buddy. Isn't that so cute? Supposedly he had some kind of accident where he was dropped on his face, and he had to have surgery to get the shards of teeth out of his jaw. So bless his little heart. I don't know what happened, but he's totally fine. You would never know, like he's very trusting. She's the one who acts like she was dropped on her face. Like she's way more anxious than this guy. He's so chill. But he's totally fine without his teeth. It's never been a problem. And he's been a complete little gentleman and just so sweet and so funny. And he literally charms everyone. When we go on a walk, he's like the ambassador. Like he just runs up to everybody he meets and greets them and like wags his tail. And he's just so sweet. And I think this little bow tie is so cute on him. It just describes his personality perfectly. Aw, you're such a good boy, buddy. Thank you for being such a good boy. He is a complete sweetheart. So let me tell you what his DNA tests were. We were told when we adopted him that he's a Schipperke, which I'll put a picture on the screen. He does look a lot like a Schipperke, except he doesn't have long hair. So we were kind of baffled about what he was mixed with, but we were pretty positive he was Schipperke and something else. Well, come to find out, his DNA test came back with no mention of Schipperke at all. So I don't know if he's not a Schipperke or if the test is maybe not that accurate. I really loved the idea of him being a Schipperke because they're like, from what I understand, it's a breed that was like bred to be on like pirate ships and eat the rats. So I always pictured him like a little pirate and I just thought it suited him so well, but I don't know. Anyway, here's his little genetic signature. And the breeds that he has is 37% Yorkshire Terrier, 25% Fox Terrier Toy. So I think that's really cute, the Fox Terrier, because a lot of people say he looks like a fox. Actually, a lot of people also say he looks like a fox bat, which I'll put a picture, which is kind of funny, but he really does look like a fox bat. But apparently he's not. He's a Fox Terrier Toy, 12.5% Chihuahua. So not that one, but yes, this one. 12.5% Pomeranian, and then 12.5% Schnauzer Miniature. All of those sound pretty accurate to me. It's just weird how they kind of combine to look like a Schipperke, but he's not a Schipperke. So that's his little family tree. So cool. I just love having more information about their background because, you know, when you adopt a dog, you don't really know, you don't know anything, obviously, and so it's just nice to know like his roots a little bit. Sweet baby. I can't recommend adopting enough. I mean, these two dogs have just been absolute angels in our life. Like, I couldn't love them anymore. They're so perfect and so sweet. You know, it's like the bumper sticker. Is it a bumper sticker? It's like the phrase, like, we didn't save them, like they saved us. I know it's cheesy, but honestly, I do feel that way. I feel so blessed that these little guys are in our life. And I can't believe our luck, frankly. So anyway, I recommend adopting so much. They got the weight right on him. They said he would be between 4 and 12 pounds and he is about 10 pounds. So they nailed it. It's very accurate. And that's what this little gentleman is. So, okay, that's the story. That's all the details, I think. I guess I didn't tell you how I named them. Lolita's named after the Nabokov novel because I was an English major and I loved books by Russian authors, and so she became Lolita, much to my husband's chagrin, because it's kind of awkward for him that she has a name with such connotations. And he's named DC after DC Comics because Nate is a huge comic book nerd. I thought we should have named him like Batman because he really does look like it, but DC it is. So that's our babies, that's their backstory. And let me just show you, go through all of their accessories now. For all my fellow dog owners, I'm hoping this will be helpful to you and you get some ideas for stuff for your dogs. So first of all, I keep their food in this food container, just really basic. But my little tip and trick here is that Lolita's on a prescription medication for a lady problem. So she takes a pill every morning and it goes just in her food. And the way I do that is I literally Velcro the pill bottle to the food. You know, you can get those little Velcro strips. I just literally attach the food and it's so convenient. It's such a weird little thing that I did, but it works out great. So in the morning, I like pull this out from the cabinet, get her pill, I'll scoop the food. I just keep the scoop in here. This is a 1/2 cup measuring scoop. Makes it easy to quantify out their food every day. Give her her pills. These poor dogs are gonna be so excited about everything I'm doing right now. Okay, these are their favorite treats. They're called America's Vet Dogs. And they support this really cool foundation that gets dogs for veterans. I think that's so awesome. And these are soft treats. So like DC has some teeth problems like I showed you. He can't really eat hard treats. So they seem to really like these soft treats better. They're very stinky, which I guess is why they like them. I wish I could find treats that didn't stink that they liked, but honestly, they only like stinky food. So it's just this cute little star-shaped ones. They've already had some today, so I'm not gonna give them a lot, but I'll let them share this. It's a little soft treat. Want somebody? Okay, so next I'll talk about the fur situation. I don't know if you can tell how hairy I am now. The problem with having one black and one white dog means like no matter what I'm wearing, I get covered in dog hair. It always shows. So first of all, I use this, it's a furminator, and it really helps get the extra hair off of them, especially in the summer. I will take them outside and brush them both down with this. They actually love it. I think it probably feels really good for them, and I will get a big pile of hair that's literally the size of if I had a third dog. It's insane. So this helps a lot. I splurge for like the nicer lint brushes. I find like it makes a huge difference. And I just get a big pack of them and I keep one by the door, one in my closet, one in my car. Okay, so next I want to talk about like their clothes. This bow tie he's wearing is from Target and it just attaches to his collar. They don't actually wear their collars inside because I'm always afraid they'll get like their paw stuck in it or get it stuck to something. But I just put it on so you could see his cute little bow tie. So that's from Target. This is also from Target. This is a funny little dog costume. It looks like they have a squirrel riding on their back. We love it. They hate it. Then this is also really cute. This is little Mickey Mouse ears. If you got my Christmas card this year, you saw DC was modeling this, and we got this at Disney. Then I also have a Thunder shirt for Lolita. She gets so anxious sometimes. It's actually, since we moved to California, it's a million times better because there's literally no thunder here. It never storms, and I think it's added years to her life. Like, she's so much more calm. But in Georgia and in Florida, she never lived in Florida, but we would visit a lot. And it would thunderstorm literally every single day, and it would put this poor girl just into terrors. Like, it really upset her. So the Thunder shirt helps somewhat. If you haven't heard of it before, it basically like swaddles your dog, wraps them up so tight, and it just seems to add like a sense of security. She really loves it. When we were driving across the country to move out here, it was obviously stressful for them. So she pretty much wore her Thunder shirt like for the whole drive and it helped a lot. That's really it. Okay, so then I'll just tell you about like their leash situation. I feel bad. They're gonna get their hopes up so much right now. I'll take you after this, okay? So these are the leashes that we use. I got them on Amazon. I'll link them below. I really like them. There's like a padded handle. It has this little ring here, which is nice because you can clip your like poop bags to it. And then my favorite thing is it has this second handle. So that's just a couple feet from the collar. And so if they're like acting up in public or you don't want them to lunge at something, you can quickly grab this and like bring them much closer to your body. Does that smell good? I don't know if you can hear him snorting. Like, he breathes really loudly I think from his facial accident that he had. And he sounds like a little zombie sometimes. He's so cute. You're our little zombie, you sweet boy. So I love these leashes. The only thing I'll take points off for is that it didn't come in pink. I like to accessorize Lolita in pink, but I got it in red instead. And then his is in blue. So same exact leash. And then these are what I like to keep our bags in. I'll show you, I'll show you the other one more so. And then I have an extra hand sanitizer. My husband likes to walk them this way on separate leashes, or if we're walking them together, we use the separate leashes, obviously. When it's just me walking them, I prefer to use one leash that has 2 harnesses on it. So this is also from Amazon. It also has a padded handle. It doesn't come with that second handle, unfortunately, but I tied a knot in it because it was a bit too long. And so in a crowd, for like crowd control, I can grab here, which helps to shorten it. And then this is on a swivel, so it's great. They literally never get tangled. I love walking them with this thing. They're not the best. Like, they're not really trained on their leashes. Like I said, I trained Lolita myself, and this guy just came to us with whatever knowledge he had. So they're not perfect. Like they don't heal while we're walking and stuff. So this I find really helps because they wind up walking each other. And sometimes they would be pulling me in separate directions and instead they're pulling each other in separate directions. And it balances out and it's a much more pleasant walking experience for me. And also Lolita's just a little bit better. She's honestly like a human. Like I can speak to her in a complete sentence. I'd be like, Lolita, we're coming up to this intersection. It's really busy. Like, please just stay with me. Okay, you understand? And she'll do it. She's so good. She's like a little mind reader. So it also works out that she kind of winds up reeling him in because she's pretty good and he's pretty crazy. So I just really like this little 2-dog leash. It might be a bit much with bigger dogs, but it works so well with them. Then I got these cute collars. This is the Blueberry brand. So she's in pink. And I also have her little, let me cover my phone number. Her little name patch. DC has the blue collar. And this is his little name tag. It's like a little police badge. So cute. And I like the shade of blue on him. And then, like I said, I keep our poop bags in this thing. So you guys didn't know you're gonna get a what's in my bag video. But the reason I like this is I can keep extra rolls of poop bags back here. I actually forgot to restock it, so I'm gonna do that right now. So I have an extra roll of poop bags. These are the only dogs that have Glossier in their purse, but I have the GlossierCoconutBalm.com, and I have a little L'Occitane hand lotion. Because if there's anything I hate, it is having chapped lips and dry hands. And so sometimes I'll walk them, you know, really far. I'll go for some exercise and it'll be like 45 minutes. And I have to have chapstick during that time, and I have to have lotion during that time. So I carry them in their little backpack. And I also usually keep tissues in there. I need to restock. I'm not stocked. But yeah, I just love this thing. It's like a good way to carry. You could also stick like 10 bucks in here if you don't want to be caught without cash, whatever. And then the poop bags come out of this front pouch. And then I also have a hand sanitizer. This one's adorable. It looks like a dog. It's from Bath & Body Works. I have the Vanilla Bean Noel scent in there. And I just like to, you know, sanitize after using the poop bags because picking up poop is not the highlight of my day. Luckily, my husband usually handles it. Actually, usually he throws it into the nearest trash can and it drives me nuts.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh my God. What the heck? Don't throw poop, you monkey. That was a good shot though.
Thank you.
Yeah, if he's not with me and I have to deal with business on my own, that's how we do it. So those are their everyday leashes. I also have these 2 harnesses for longer walks if I don't want to be tugging on their necks. That's what they wear. And we have these for hiking because we love to take them hiking here in Los Angeles. It's so beautiful year round, but you don't want to always be holding, you know, a dog while you're hiking. So these are really cool because it's a belt, it just goes around your waist and the leash clips onto it. You can clip one or both, and it has this elasticity built in. So if they like lunge, it doesn't like pull you over too far. That was really dramatic reenactment right there. So I like that. I don't like that for an everyday walk because they can go too far and I don't feel like I have control over them. But on a hike where it's, you know, mostly just us on the trail, this works out really well. And it's great because you can just hike with your hands free. So we love that. I keep all of that stuff in this little Tupperware, and they just have like their own drawer in our little storage drawer thing. So it works out pretty well to keep all their stuff organized. Okay, then these are the poop bags I get. I buy them in bulk on Amazon. They're called Earth Rated, and I really like them because they're completely biodegradable, and I get them scented. So these are the lavender scent, and they smell so good. You never thought anybody would say that about a poop bag, but they honestly smell so good. And I just figure anything that can make the traumatic experience of dealing with poop better is a win. So that's why I stock up on these. And then like I showed you, I just fill their little backpacks with those bags and we are covered. Okay, 2 things, like health related things. Lolita gets really dry Paws. See, I told you, she's exactly like me. Like, she has dry skin, she needs lotion, she needs moisture. So I got this at the pet store. It's called GNC Paw Support, and it's literally lotion for dogs. And it's, you know, edible, because obviously dogs lick everything. So she does kind of lick it off of her paws, but I try to just, whenever she's having dry skin or she seems like, sometimes she'll kind of step in a way that I can tell like her feet are hurting her. So I'll just give her a little foot massage and slather this on her paws, and it works like overnight. The problem will go away. She's a much happier dog. So this works out well whenever that crops up. Like sometimes if she's playing a lot at doggy daycare, I think she gets irritated paws. So that's, you know, that's something that helps. Then, like I also mentioned, she has anxiety issues that kind of crop up, and this works great. This is called Rescue Remedy. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know I take this stuff too. She is so my mini-me, it's so funny. But they make human like tablets that you can take, and it's just a natural stress relief. I really like it. I felt like it's really helped me, and I also feel like it's really helped her. And these are just drops that you can put in their water. They don't notice at all, and it just kind of helps even them out. DC really doesn't need it, but they share a water bowl, so he gets it. And like for instance, when we were moving cross country, like before the move, during the move, and after the move, I put this in their water. That plus the Thunder shirt, I felt like it really helped smooth the transition for her. And now I don't use it unless I feel like she needs it. If there's like a high stress week, if we're gonna go out of town, if something like that's happening, then I'll put this in the water for her. But overall, she's really mellowed out. I mean, they're getting older, you know? These are like, I'm treasuring these years because they're so good. Like, they're the sweetest little doggies. And when they were puppies, they were so high maintenance and needed to play 24/7. And now this is literally what they do. Like, you can't see him, but he's chilling in the cutest way right down here. You're so cute, buddy. So they just, you know, they live in their golden years, and I just want to make every day wonderful for them. Okay, so the last thing is their toys. I have this big toy bin that I got at TJ Maxx, and it's full of the most random toys. I don't think I'm gonna really go through it because it'd probably be a little bit boring, but I'll show you some of the best hits. This banana, they love it because the peel is very appealing to them. Oh my gosh, Charlotte. This one is so cute. It's a little Tiffany's box. I got Lolita. It says Sniffany & Co. Oh my gosh. One day I want to get her a Tiffany's dog collar. It's like on my bucket list. She has a little bottle of wine. I say she because DC's really not that interested in toys for some reason. These, I like to get them, they have no stuffing because they will rip the stuffing out of toys. It has the crinkle stuff in it, and it looks, I guess, more realistic, so they like that. These are fun where you put treats in it and they kind of have to play with it like a puzzle to get the treats out. Sorry, I feel like this really helps tire out their brains too, because they're smart dogs, you know, they need to have something to play with to keep their mind focused as well as just their bodies. So this is so cute. It's a bottle of champagne. You want some champagne? Aw, okay, what else is in here? Oh my gosh, I love this one. It's a little Starbucks. So cute. Like, when I have my Starbucks, they can have theirs. It's adorable. From Amazon. Some tennis balls. They like to play fetch. And yeah, this one's from Disney. It's a little mini mouse bow. And that's it. That's kind of their favorites. So I think I covered everything dog related, I hope. Sorry, this turned out to be a bit of a long video, but I just really wanted you to meet these special guys because I know you're so sweet and you always respond on my Instagram about how cute they are, and I really appreciate that. And they send you guys lots of love, as do I. So if there's anything I didn't answer, just leave a comment down below and I will definitely get back to you. If you're new here, I'd love it if you want to hit subscribe and stay and hang out with us. And hit me up on Instagram too. I'm always around to get to know you guys more there. Plus, I post these doggies on my Instagram story pretty much daily. They're just so cute, oh my gosh. So anyway, that's it, I think. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye.